Yeah, we had just got back from our trip from Ohio. It was a really good trip for us. We won 7 out of 10 bouts. Had a couple of gritty wins. Our freshman at 141 had to have a comeback win, which is big for a kid becoming a freshman in Carson Exford. And then everybody else kind of rolled along, and it was a great homecoming for Braxton Amos. We had a huge crowd, and 90% of them were there for him. So it was a wonderful trip. Everybody came back healthy. We also sent 13 guys to a tournament in Iowa where we had 4 guys placed, and then the other guys actually maxed out in matches. You're only allowed 6 matches in a day. Tournament was so big that guys they wrestled till 11 o'clock at night, and they maxed out their 6 matches, so they were all still winning at the time. So it was a good trip for our young guys. But most importantly, now we turn our focus to Bucknell next Tuesday at Stoughton High School. It's a premier event for us, something we want to do to showcase our guys, get around the state, and be able to reward some of our fans that travel to us all the time. Hopefully we can do this every year at a different high school around the state. It's a big match. Bucknell just lost to Oklahoma, very, very close. They're a gritty squad, and we got our hands full, so we got to get ready for next Tuesday.
Any questions? Coach, you mentioned Exford's gritty win. Luke Meckler also had a gritty comeback win. He's been with the program now 5 years, I believe. What has impressed you most about his growth throughout his time here?
Yeah, for the last couple years, those kind of matches, Luke would have lost. He got behind early, would struggle to come back, but he's winning the close matches, and that's super big right now. Luke Meckler is one of the hardest working guys in the room. He's got so much talent. I see it every day. I think finally he's got some confidence now, and he's winning the close matches, and I'm super excited. He's going to have a great year, and he deserves it for all the work that he's put in, and being a hometown kid is super important. And again, we get to go to Stoughton High School, his high school, where he's going to have a tough match, and hopefully a nice gritty win is what we're looking for.
Chris, when you go into a high school like Stoughton, and if you're planning stuff like this down the road, just what do you as a program have to, what's the day of like? What's kind of the preparation? Have you gotten that far in terms of figuring out just how you approach that day with preparation for your guys too?
Yeah, we approach it as an away match, basically. We have nothing to do with it. WI Wrestle, a company, is putting it on, and they do a great job of making sure we don't have to really do anything in terms of setting up or whatever we got to do. So we approach it as an away match, but we get to use our facilities to get our last roll around in, and then we'll show up, weigh in, wrestle, and only have a 20-minute drive home, which is even better. But it'll be a normal away match type setup for us, and I like away matches that are only 20 minutes away.
Along those lines, Chris, I'm sure people are going to hear about this match at Stoughton and think, well, hey, how can my high school be maybe in the mix? So what are some of the things that you guys as a program are looking for in potential high school sites? Well,
the first one we obviously it's at Stoughton High School. We have 2 guys in our starting lineup that are from Stoughton, in Nicola Rivera and Luke Meckler. One of our assistant coaches is from Stoughton. And they've done a wonderful job of always, supporting us, and they've got a wonderful history of wrestling, and we've got all kinds of boosters and fans that are from Stoughton. So that's number one. We want to reward our guys that are on our team is what we're trying to do. Last week we went back to Braxton's kind of high school area to his fans and his family could see him. This time we'll go back to Stoughton. So ideally we'd like it to be somebody locally on our team that we go to, but we're always open to anywhere, and it helps in recruiting. Anywhere there's a hot recruit or something, if we can do some things like that. But really, we want it to be, for the state of Wisconsin. Where can we go where kids can see and dream, about wrestling? That's kind of where we want to be.
Yeah, Coach, I know you led into it a little bit last week, but just how meaningful was it for a guy like Braxton that's kind of put in the time, and obviously how important was it for him to get that victory there too?
Well, you know what? It was very meaningful, more than I thought, to tell you the truth. When he told me that's the first time his grandpa seen him wrestle since his senior year in high school live, when we were leaving, man, it means a lot. You know what I mean? And that's to me, it meant a lot for him to say that. And if we can do that for all of our kids, we'd love to do it. These kids come far away from home. Some of their family members never get to see them live. And for that to happen, and you guys would have been amazed. It was that crowd was 90% Badger crowd, and probably 88% of them were Braxton's hometown and his fans, and it meant a lot to Braxton. It meant a lot to his family, and it was awesome, to tell you the truth.
Coach, the national duels also took place over the weekend. Ohio State knocked off Iowa to win. Is that something that you want to participate in next year, or if not next year, moving forward somewhere down the line?
Absolutely. There's $1 million purse on that thing. It's a huge event. Now, I don't want to get into how they selected teams and all that good stuff because, I think there's a better way of doing it, and I won't have a say in that, right? We'll leave that up to the committee, but yeah, we want to be in it for sure. Teams are making money, teams are getting exposure on ESPN, and hopefully that we're going to have a good enough team this year that we'll be able to qualify, be one of those top 16 teams that get to go down there and wrestle in that event. I want to also say this Bucknell duel just to pique some interest, right? 12 nationally ranked wrestlers, I believe, are going to be in this thing. I think we have 7 of them. They have 5. This is a duel that's it's worthy of coverage. It's going to be a scrap. It was a scrap last year, and there's going to be a bunch of ranked matchups that are going to be in a local small gym, hostile crowd. I know ticket sales are almost sold out. I believe there's only 1,500 or something like that sold. So it's going to be a very, very good match, a very, very competitive match, and a lot of ranked matchups that you can see at the national tournament right down the road. All right, thank you.